Hi and welcome back. So in the last sessions we have discussed about the events and the listeners, how we can use events to do a group of tasks, and we can also run the events in the background by using the queues. So we have not yet covered up the queues concept, so we'll come back to the events with the queues. In the upcoming sessions I would be picking up a specific topic, like let's say events or queues or routes, and we would be discussing in detail about the topics. We'll see examples. We'll be not working on the project using those topics, because when we work on project it is very much limited to doing up some coding related to that topic in a little bit way, right? But we will focus only on that topic. Like if I'm talking about let's say routes, so there are multiple files related to the routing in Laravel. So it is for the API, it is for the commands, it is for web. So we'll be understanding up all those files, how we can use them, what is the right place to use it, right? So in today's session we are going to talk about the relationship, right? Again, I'll say not the complete relationship, but we are going to understand where are we going to use the relationship between the models, right? And as I said, we will create up a session on models where we are going to talk about end to end about the models, like how we are going to define relationship between models, different type of relationships, the use cases where we can use them. So let's start with today's topic. So if we go back to our project, I mean the mini project that we were trying to build up, the blog. So here we have a set of posts which are appearing on, let's say, the home page. And if I'm logged in as a different user, so it is the user Jaswinder who has created this post, and this is other user who has logged in. So I want to submit up a comment, right? I have read this post, I find it is good, I want to leave a comment, or maybe I have a query related to this post, so I want to comment. I have created a text area over here and a comment button. So clicking, writing up some comment and clicking on the comment should be submitted to the application, and the post ID of this post should be submitted. So it will create up a record inside the comments table, which will be mapped with this particular post, right? So here, this is a post which can have many comments, right? So see that there is a relationship between two models, the post model and the comment model. Post model is responsible for updating and saving this post. The comment model would be responsible for saving the comment inside the database related to a post, right? Any post. So now the two model, post and comment, will be related. They will have a relationship. The two records would be related. The two tables would be related. Now, how are they going to be related? As I said, this one post can have many comments. So this is one form of relationship we are going to see. One is to many, right? One is to many. That means one primary record can have many secondary records. One post can have many comments. Okay, this is a one to many relationship, one to many relationship, right? The other type of relationships are one to one and many to many. So here we are talking about one to many, right? One post can have many comment. Now someone can like think of over here who is very newbie to the database part. So he can think, okay, if there is a post and there is only one comment, does it make one to one? No. When I have a post and when there is a limitation that related record is only going to be one, right? We are not talking about the number of count right now. If right now I have a single comment on this post, the other user comes, or maybe the same user, he is going to comment some more things on this particular post. So one post can have multiple comments, right? So that's why we are calling it as a one to many. One post can have many comments. So to create the comments, we need some more, like we need the comment model, we need the controller to save the comments, we need a migration as well. So I'm going to create a migration, PHP artisan make migration, create table comments, and I'll set the flag create and give the table name as comments. So this will create my migration. Next, I need a model. So there is a shortcut to create a model, migration and controller together, right? So that we will discuss when we are going topic wise, right? We'll go topic by topic. So PHP artisan make model, and my model name is comment, and PHP artisan make controller. So I need a comments controller. Okay, so we have all the three things required. Let's go to the database folder, migrations and the comments table. So I need the content to be saved, right? I need the content to be saved. So here I'll say, okay, let the text for the comment be very small for now. So I'm keeping it as a string column. So I'll say content of the comment or body. So no one can submit a blank comment. Let's keep it as a not nullable field. If anyone is submitting a comment, there should be minimum some text. Okay, but who has written this comment? How will we know that who has written this comment? If a user has logged in, only that user can submit a comment. Okay, because we are not making up a very big project right now. It's just I am writing this project to understand the use cases, right, and do some demonstration part. So this is not a major project. So here I am going to say that if a user is logged in, authenticated, only that user can put a comment, right? So for that reason, I need a column which can record the user information. So you don't need to go and write up the complete user information like name, email, everything, right? Instead of that, you can simply use it. You can simply say, let's take an integer column and keep the user underscore ID field. So if someone is writing a comment, he is a registered user, he will have a user ID and we'll save that user ID in this column. Is this the good approach to keep an integer column? So the answer is no. We will keep a foreign ID column. Right? Remember, in our one of last videos, we have discussed about foreign ID column. So this will create a unsigned big integer column with the name user ID, and we'll say that this should be a constrained one. Okay. Now, if someone has done some reading in the documentation part for migrations, where we have posted that link also in that particular video. So you may have read about, like, there are some more constraints we can create, that what happens if a user is removed. Let's say if a user is removed, should we remove this comment? If a post is removed, should we remove this comment, right? All its comment. So for those things, we need to add some more constraints, more configuration on our columns, right? So cascade on delete or a null on delete, right? So those kind of cascading we have to do. So we are going for comments table, foreign ID is created, constraint I have used. So it will map it with the users table and ID column. One more column I need, that is that this comment should be posted for a post, right? So I need to mention up the post. So here we'll again use one more foreign ID column and mention it as post underscore ID constraint. Not talking about cascade on delete or any other things, just given you some hint. You can watch it in read it in the documentation, else I'll be covering it up in the migrations topic, right? When we'll go for a detailed, like 1.5 hour video on migration only. So I'll show there all the given constraints and all the configurations we can add in our migration part. Okay, so the comments and table is ready, post ID, user ID, and the content. Okay, so timestamp we can know that when was this comment created. Fine. So let's go to the comment model. So here, do I need to give the table name? No, I'm following the naming, so that is fine. It's the comments table only. So I need to give the fillable and I'll put the content. Okay, I'll also tell one very interesting thing over here. Let's say you have an application, or think of the concept of YouTube. On YouTube, nowadays we have short videos, we have the videos, and we have the post. So people are commenting on all the three, right? So now at that point, do we need three different models, like model for a post, model for a video, model for a short video? Yes, maybe we need. Do we need three different comment tables where I'm going to save the comments for, let's say, a post, another table for short videos, another table for videos, right? So three comment table. So we may not, right? There we'll be seeing up some relationship of morphing, right? We'll see the morphing relationship, polymorphic, morphic relationship. So that will be used for keeping the comments all in one table, and they will be mapped with different models, right? So how one model will be storing up the data for three different models, right? That we will see in the advanced part. So that would be a very interesting thing. Okay, so we have a fillable user ID, content ID. I'll also keep the post ID. Okay, so we have all the three fields. Okay, so let's go over here, post, user, and comment. Now all these three are going to relate to one another, but right now I'll only relate to the post and the comment. Might be I'll include a user also. So let's go for the post. Now I want to relate post is having multiple comments. I'll put a like PHP comment over here. Will not write the code right now. So one-to-many mapping for comments. That is what we have to define over here. Okay. And now how does comment belongs to the post, right? How does comment is related to the post? So the answer is that the comment will be the part of a post. Okay. So for that we have the relationship called as belongs to, right? So we'll call it as comment belongs to post. Comment belongs to post. Okay. And who has written this comment? Who has written this comment? So comment also belongs to user. Comment is written by a user. Okay. And then if I talk about the user, user may have many comments. User has written many comments, right? So user has many comments. Okay. So post, similarly the post would be related to the user. User has many posts. Post belongs to user, but right now we'll talk about the post and the comment and anything which would be related to post and comment only. Okay. So let's add an endpoint, web.php, and so we'll have a post endpoint where I'm going to submit the post, then the post ID and the comments. Okay. So I'm making up a route where it will mention that, okay, this particular post will have a comment, right? So this is the post method. I'm going to change this. We'll write a comments controller. Okay, comments controller class. Let's put it as store, then the name I'm going to keep it as comments dot store. Okay, so let's pick this and we'll keep it inside our form. We'll mention it inside the action URL for our form. So that is show for the post. Here I have already generated up the form, so let's put the action equals this blade directives, and I need also to give the post ID. Okay, so post ID is passed, so comments post ID is passed, method is post, and now I need the controller to be updated. So we'll go to the controllers, public function, okay, not going to work on validation part, you can do it yourself, we have already covered it. So now I need to save the comment, right? I need to save the comment. So first thing I need is I need the user. Who is the user, right? User is authenticated or not. So for this I'll fetch it from the auth facade. We'll fetch the user and we need to save the post. So let's create the payload. The payload needs the user ID, which is fetched from the user. Then it needs the post ID. So that we are going to fetch from the model binding inside the route. Okay. So we'll get the post. And last we need the content. So always keep the request classes, form request class to validate your data. So I'll pick it up, a request content. So we have the payload. Now we need to create our comment. So let's go and create the comment. Create payload. Okay, so we have created the comment, right? So now where should I go from here? Because a form is submitted, we should always go on the same page, the post page, right? We are submitting the complete form. So to go back to the same page, I know that the user has submitted it from a detailed page, right? A post detail page. So we can return a redirect a route post dot show. So we need to check once the name of the route, post dot store. Here it is, show dot post. Okay, so we are redirecting it, and I also need to give the post ID. Fine. So let's submit the data and see inside the database if the post is created, the comment is created or not. So migrate your table, done, refresh. So table is here, and let's submit a comment, right? If there are any errors, we'll quickly fix it up. Test comment. Okay, so we got some error, content cannot be null. We need to check what actually happened over here. Let's go to the blade form, text area, name, comment. Yes, here is the error. So we need to change the name to the content. Okay, let's go back, refresh it. Oh, we still have some error. Post ID doesn't have a default value. Okay, I found the issue. Here is the typo error. We can correct this, post underscore ID, and fine. Let's quickly test it. So here we are going to put a new test comment. So commenting it, the page has reloaded. We can check it inside the database, refresh it, and you can see like the one I did the test for the first time, then second comment. So both the comments are updated, but we cannot see those comments over here, right? We cannot see those comments at this point. So how can we verify this? How can we show the comments over here? Okay, so let's go back to the show.blade, and here before my form, let's add it over here. Okay, so I'm creating up a small section over here where we are going to show all the comments added on this post. So for this, I have just added up a heading comments, and at this point we are going to show the comments. Now how to fetch the comments over here? Like, see, your post is in one table, comments are in another table. The mapping is done using the post ID. Okay, so if I want, I can use a single query over here, right? I can use a query. I can join both the tables, post and the comment content, the comments, right? And then I can fetch the list of the comments where the post ID is equal to let's say 1 or 2, whatever is the post ID. Now if I want to do it in a more simpler way, like let's say I'm a very new developer and I'm not very much aware of joins and other stuff right now, I'm learning it. So to do it at the easiest possible way, which might not be a correct standard way, if you are a very experienced, you should not use this. But if you are a very newbie, you are learning it, you should be aware of this thing. You can fetch the data using the relation, right? So you don't have to write a query for the comments. You can simply pick up the post model and you can fetch all the comments using the relationship, right? So now I will mention up the relationship for post to comment. So I'm going to add public function comments. Always ensure that you follow the naming conventions, right? So now suppose if I go and write this as comment, so if I read this code, I'll feel like, okay, post is having a comment, that means single comment. But no, actually post is having the multiple comments. It is one to many. So I'll keep the naming also, which tells me, which signifies that, okay, there is multiple comments for the, there can be multiple comments for the post. And here we are going to return this has many comment. Okay, so we are passing the comment class name over here, has many. And if you are following the convention, naming convention, that your primary key, foreign key are mapped with the naming convention like we did using the constraint. So we don't need to go and tell the columns for which through which you have to do the mapping. So you don't have to specify the foreign key and the local key. Okay, in case if the names are different, you have given some with like complex names, like in banking applications they use a lot of column complex names. So we can then mention up the foreign key and the local key. Okay, so now I need to fetch these comments and I'm going to fetch it inside the blade. I'm not talking about the conventions right now, sorry, the standards, best practices. I'm just trying to fetch the comments inside my blade page. So for this we'll use @for each. Okay, so for each loop will iterate and show all the comments. It will fetch the comments and then it will show them one by one. So here I'm going to use my post model and I'll call that particular relation as an attribute. Okay, post comments. So this comments would be returning as a group of objects. If there are comments, it will return as a group of object or it will return a blank group, right? So the group which I'm referring over here is actually a collection. The collection is a group of objects. So post comments, so this will return me a collection of objects and I'll say that, okay, it should be iterated as a comment, and then here I can go and show the comment. So let's go and show it. Comment content. And I'll also use the created at. Okay, so content created at both are mentioned. If I want to show the name of the user, so that also we can show over here. And so here we are going to give dash, and let's write the comment name. Okay, now see, the comment table is not containing any name, right? Comment table is not containing any name. If I want to show the name, I need to relate it with the user. I'll come back to this shortly, but let's complete this comment part. Is it visible inside the page or not? Let's refresh this. So here you can see two comments are displayed, test comment and new test comment. Okay, so now how can I show the username also? So we need to relate the comment to the user, because now I have a comment object and I'm going to use the comment object to show the, I'm going to use the comment object to fetch the user. So therefore we'll go to the comment, and here already we have put some documentation. Comment belongs to user. So let's write public function user method. This comment belongs to the user. Okay, so now let's go back to the blade and $comment user name. Let's refresh this. Okay, so now you can see the user, some other user has, I mean this is the name of the user I have kept, the second user who have signed up. So this is the name of the user. At this time he has added the comment, and this is the comment details. Okay, so this way we have understood how to create the relationship between two models, right? And we can use this relationship to create the related object also. For example, if you go to this comments controller, here you can use the post object, this post object, to create the comment. You don't have to generate the payload, then call the comment create method. You can simply use the relationship and create the post method, the comment object. Now, apart from that, in this whole code, that whatever we have done is not the best practice, because this is going to run a lot of queries in the on the database. Because when you are going to the this blade template, here you are running up like post comments, so it would be running up a query to fetch the comments, right? Then from that query it is going to run from that comment, for every comment it is also going to run one more query to fetch the user, right? So this is called as like 1 + n problem. So for this we should always use the eager loading, right? So there is a term eager loading and lazy fetching, but I think that would be too early to talk like right now. So we'll talk about the eager loading and lazy fetching later, right? So right now for beginners this is okay, you can practice it, you can learn that how relationship is working. Now how to load the relationship is a separate topic, right? When to load it, what is the best practice to load it, right? So all those things we will see in the upcoming videos, right? So that's all for today's, guys. If you have any of the queries, please post it in the comments. If you have a request for some video or some topic to be created, so we'll be generating up that video as well, we'll be recording it up, so please post it inside the comment section. Subscribe the YouTube channel, also share the link with your colleagues who want to learn Laravel. We are soon going to bring the Java bootcamp. We will be starting up the programming Java video series, where users can, like anyone who wants to switch to Java field from, let's say, Python or some other technology, or he's a college student, so they can learn Java. Even that would be mapped with the Oracle certification program. So if you are following those videos, you can also prepare for the Oracle vendor certification. So that's all. Thank you everyone.